Hey guys, it's Ketchel. This video has been a long time coming, and today we're getting a new seat on the Ducati. We're also going to be swapping out the side panels with these Mugello side panels and seat from Thailand. I got these probably about 3 years ago from Mugello, and I've been waiting to get them on the bike. I've had to do a few things to get it to fit right. One, 3D print a keyhole slot for the side panel just because the hole that they made in the side panel was not the right fit for the key. So that's one thing that has held me back from getting this project underway. But I have it printed. We're gonna get these side panels off, seat off, get the new bottom plate on, which I've also had to re-drill the holes on it because they're a little bit off. More on that later, but yeah, super excited to get into this one. It'll be a slim seat, which means it won't loop down this far. It'll just come straight across and be in line with the tank. So first things first, get the key in, get the seat off, and then we can work on getting this bottom plate off. One thing I'm really excited about this new setup, the key slot for the seat is going to be on the side, on the left side here in the side panel, which you'll see at the end. So for getting the bottom plate off, you're going to have 6 bolts that you should take off first, 3 on each side, and then there's 2 bolts underneath the rear shock cylinder. So once you've got those unbolted, you can easily take off the bottom plate and then get to the side plates. One thing I recommend for this cylinder and getting these 2 bolts left underneath it is just using it to wedge open that holster, plastic holster for that cylinder. Just makes it a little bit easier when you're getting to it. All right, now that the bottom plate's off, just got to take off this seat lock wire, which we'll go into when I get to that side panel install. For the lock itself, that's just a plastic nut underneath it, and then the mechanism comes right off. All right, now that that bottom plate's off, super easy to get these side panels off. They're both plugged in at the bottom with 1 bolt up top and then 1 bolt in the rear, which is where my license plate holder gets bolted in. All right, another thing I noticed with this is the bottom plate isn't meshed to this cylinder like the original one is. So just to fix that, I 3D printed this part. This is just so that it will flush up against the bottom plate. I think it'll just maybe look better, be a little bit more sturdy. You probably don't need to do this if you're doing this yourself. I just thought it'd be a good touch. All right, getting this back on, it's a little bit of a pain. Make sure you're not stripping those bolts, and then get that cylinder back locked in. All right, here's the part I was talking about for the key on the left side panel. So that hole they originally drilled was too big, and when I put the key mechanism in, it would just go right through. So I had to 3D print this part. It took about a day of just, trying to get it right. But once I got that done, it fits really nicely. It's straight up and down, which was a pain to get because I kept messing that up. But get that mechanism in there, tighten down that side nut, and should be good to go. If you're not comfortable with like 3D printing stuff to fix things, like I really wouldn't advise on getting this Mugello product because there were a few things in here that were just a little bit off and needed some work on my end, one being a 3D printer. And it's one of the reasons why I didn't do this install 3 years ago when I got the product. So getting this side panel on, just bolting in where the original side panel is bolted in, and then there's the bolts in the back, which is right here for the license plate holder. You'll notice not as much of the bottom of the bike is now covered up by that original big bottom plate. So I'm kind of trying to think of some ideas to do to make sure we're not getting a lot of like water and debris up into those electronics. So still working on that, but here we go. Got the new seat on, and honestly, it looks pretty good. I do want to do a couple things with this. I'm thinking about wrapping those fiberglass side panels in carbon fiber just to match the look, maybe look a little bit better. But for now, I'm liking the way this looks. All right, guys, that's it on this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Catch y'all.